So hello guys, in this tutorial I'm gonna show you how to dual boot on your PC, on your laptop PC if it has a BIOS, legacy BIOS. So first of all we need to check for information into the search bar, and we can see there's the legacy BIOS as well and your spec for your PC. Then from another PC I suggest you to take two devices. The first one is the one with the MacOS image. That's this image I take online. The link is in the description as well. So we need to download this. Follow the link in the description. It gives you I don't know how to say, it gives you the file right away. So the second application we need is a Transmac. It's not a free application, but you can do the trial as well. So you need to go on this website, link in the description as well, and download and do the .exe of this file as well. So after the installation you have to run this as administrator. Then you open it. Then you run it, you search for your device, your USB device. We can use a pen drive or an entire hard disk if you want, but the pen drive is smaller, so it's better. Right click and restore with disk image, and then yes, and then we select our file with the image of Hackintosh. That for me is MacOS Sierra. It's an older version, but you can install a new one. I think I haven't tried yet, so I already done this, so I cancelled the process, but you have to do OK and finish it. It's really simple. Next step is to download Windows into another device. I personally choose a hard disk. You have to download the instrument to install Windows 10 as well. So choose a location and use the installer, then click start to it. I create a folder, you know, so it's not needed. Then you open it, you wait for the operation to go on, then we accept the license terms and accept again. Now you have to create a support. That's the second option. To install Windows 10 on USB and so on. You go on and select your system. Hackintosh is gonna work for 64-bit system, so other system cannot do that. Then we use flash USB. Go on, select your USB device. That's gonna be different from the one for macOS. Remember this, it's really important. Go on, wait for the procedure, and at the end click on finish, so no problem. Then the demonstration. This is the USB with macOS system. Start your PC and press for boot device option. Mine is F9, that's a HP laptop, so F9, and select your USB device. Then click on Hackintosh Sierra Zone. It's gonna go with this process. It's really long. It depends on your components. Mine is an SSD of 240 gigs and 2 stack of RAM of 4 gigs, so 4 and 4 gigs, 8 gigs in total. It takes a bit to do this operation, but after that you can log into the installer. So I cut this part, the installer load up, and now we have to do the procedure. We move on. Choose utilities and disk utility, because this operation is really important to erase our SSD or HDD, we choose to erase and format with MacOS Extended Journal and GUID partition map. It's really important to choose this and erase. So now we can mount macOS operative system. Then we do the partitions. So the first partition is we click on the plus down there, and the first partition is gonna be macOS with 100 gigs. I think that's enough. We can rename it like macOS as I did, and then we click on apply and partition as well. Then we have to erase the other partition. That's gonna be Windows partition, so we click on the other partition, rename as Windows as I did, and then we're gonna choose MS-DOS FAT because then during Windows installation it gonna recognize it like partition. So if it's not, it's gonna not work. So it's important to do this like MS-DOS FAT. Then we have the two partition. Now we can close and search for the terminal. This step is really important because there is an error. So type date and then 0924 4 times 0 and then 19, not 18. So and then we have set the date. This process is needed because there's an error if you don't do that. So quit the terminal and let's move on with the installation. We click on continue again and agree. And then this step is really important. Go on your operative system, click and customize. Our is macOS. First of all, we have to choose the bootloader. Default is this. I left this and it's clear for legacy BIOS, and we left this like that, no problem. Then graphics, enable the first one, graphics enable equals yes. And drivers, I enable fake SMC plugins for CPU sensors and so on. Now we go down on not this. On laptop we enable battery percentage, but I didn't try it yet, so no problem. Let everything's like that. Fakes PC ID, cats and plugins, I check all. And the last one is for virtual machines. So if you need a virtual machines and wanna try it out, I suggest you to check this one, accept, and continue the installation on this device. It will take long, like on my PC with SSD it takes like 30 minutes or so, so it's not 13, it's 30. So then restart the PC again. Everything's gonna go as always with these scripts and so on, so don't panic, it's normal. Don't. Now we got boot downloader. We have a different option, but we choose boot macOS from macOS, the first one. Now we wait again the scripts to go into macOS. They'll take really long, sometimes like up to 1 minute, even with the SSD. So we got macOS, and now we have the configuration. So you choose your country, select your keyboard, but it's not important, and I recommend not to take the internet, so choose no internet. And then I right click everything with no, except agree here the terms to continue. Agree again. Now I set my profile, then I choose my fuse, my time zone, and uncheck this for diagnosis. I want it like this, but it's not important. Now the Mac is setting up as well, so we're waiting. Okay, now Mac is set up, but we have to wait because the program into the USB drive is gonna go. Now we do the instruction to set our keyboard as well, and now we are waiting. There's a notification high on the right. You can see that's asking not to turn off our device or shut down, you know, restart or shut down. And during this we can check something, but I suggest you to go on Launchpad and search for Clover bootloader, Clover configuration. That's it. We can click on this application as well. We open it, and then we search for mount EFI. That's the first one on tools. And then we're gonna go with this partition here, mount partition, and then open partition. Here there's gonna be nothing, and this step is really important to put the system, to start the system without USB. So basically we click on HZ, that's our USB device, and click on EFI folder. That's really important to boot up our PC with Clover bootloader. So we copy, we turn back, we copy the EFI folder, copy EFI as well, yes, and then we copy this folder into the other folder we opened previously. That's the one into Clover configuration I show to you another time. Open partition, empty, and we click right click. Obviously I do it another time. Yeah, I didn't remember, so another time, paste item, and that's gonna be the file with the EFI, with Clover and so on. So now we can restart our PC, obviously. And okay, it got all the upgrades as well for the Hackintosh, but this URL doesn't go anywhere because they are broken, and so on. So when you got these notifications up there, or another notifications to donate to Hackintosh Zone, you can eject your USB as always. Click on eject all. Then we can unplug it, no problem. macOS is still running, as you can see, and then we can shut down our system or simply restart without problem. Okay, shut down, and it goes like some scripts, no problem. Then we go another time with boot macOS from, and as you can see here I don't have the USB plugged in, so there's no problem at all to do this. Now we get back on into macOS, and now we're gonna do the procedure for the Wi-Fi adapter as well, because there are many problems with Wi-Fi on macOS version, or this macOS version, I don't know. The first thing we're gonna do is download this program, link in the description, wireless USB adapter. It's a PKG, because Mac runs on PKG. This is my Wi-Fi USB. It's a TP-Link TU3 something like that, T3U maybe. But we continue with the installation, check wireless USB adapter, then continue as well. So now we can click install, insert your password as well, and then continue installation. We wait for this process. It may take long, but you have to wait, and this goes on without problem. So maybe there are like some script like this too, but close and click OK, no problem. And then when the installation is finished, you can see you have to restart the PC again. Now restart. We are now into the system restarted, and if you click for the Wi-Fi, you can see the Wi-Fi is now it's now on. So you have to choose your internet connection Wi-Fi, put on your password, no problem. Click join as well, and wait for the connection. So mine goes up now. Then we can go on Safari to check if everything is okay. This is for demonstration only. I'm going to go on Google and YouTube then. My internet connection is a bit slow, but you can see it's going no problem. So this file helps a lot with internet connection, because there are really many issues. So now we can start with Windows installation as well for the dual boot. You know, I put in USB with some difficulties, as you can see. Then we start our PC, entering boot device option. There are many boot device options, you have to check for yours. Mine is F9, and then I select my hard disk. Then it's gonna load up to this image, so you have to click on go on and install Windows. As always, Windows installation, it's really simple. If you do this like 1 or 2 times, you remember everything without problem. So then I don't insert any product key to speed up things. I select Windows 10 Home, my Windows operative system, then accept license and move on. Personalization, and I choose the second partition called Windows as well, but we cannot install on this because it must be formatted. So I select to format and erase. In English it's erase. Then I select OK, and after that you can without problem install on this partition, 130 gigs. So I choose this, that was Windows partition, and move on. This installation process takes a lot, so I cut it as well. And after that, when the process is finished, you have to unplug your USB device or your hard disk or SSD device that's booting Windows, as always. Like that, I click on restart and I unplugged it, no problem. As you can see, it's unplugged. So now, restarting, we have to do the configuration steps. That's really annoying. It comes with Cortana and so on, so basically I skipped this step. Now that we are on Windows, we must connect to Wi-Fi as well. So I select my USB pen drive for Wi-Fi, but you can also select your internal internet Wi-Fi card. Mine is a little bit broken, I think. It glitches out a lot. So now we are on our PC. We go and search for EasyBCD. That's the program, the last program we need to do this boot options to set the dual boot. Now we have to insert a random name and an email. I prefer to use one-time email. If you want, you can put yours. I don't want to, so no problem. Then you have to install this program. No problem, it's really simple. And then when you finish, when you finish to install this program, you can open it. And then the important thing is to add a new entry and click on Mac. We can rename our operative system like we want. I named mine MacOS Sierra and set MBR mode. It's really important to do this step. So click on the plus and we have our two operative systems. Go into advanced and check if both are on drive C. This is really important to do so. Both on drive C, and then we can, before saving settings, we put wait for user selection, so you don't have the countdown, and then save settings. Now we can restart our PC. So I restarted mine, and if you did everything correctly, after Windows startup screen, there's gonna be the choose screen between Windows 10 and macOS Sierra, like I have here right now. So this is for demonstration, and I enter Windows to let you see. This is my profile, the one I set before. As you can see, and then I restarted my computer to my laptop to show you macOS. That's the main important program to boot. That's the really important thing to do. So again, Windows screen, and then macOS Sierra. Easy procedure. It's a bit tricky the first time you have to install the two programs. I know it will take long time, but now you can boot macOS from macOS, as you can see. Sorry, but my phone is not the best, has not the best camera in the world, so I'm trying to, as you can see, the same script as well. So now we can enter again, and boom, we got our macOS and Windows on dual boot on a legacy BIOS PC. As you can see, this last step, I left this last step to demonstrate that my PC is EFI boot PC, EFI booting PC. As you can see, now I'm restarting my PC for the last time. And then I choose to go in my BIOS and press F10 to go into BIOS setup. And you can see my setup, it's in EFI bootloading, not UEFI. So if you check boot order, it will be, you cannot choose the partition on your hard drive or SSD. So as you can see, this is the proof that we can dual boot on an EFI bootloading PC with a EFI BIOS instead of a UEFI BIOS.